Race to go, we do it live. Check 1, 2. This video, hopefully it's going to be helpful to you guys. If it isn't, my bad. This is just the ramblings of a Diablo player here that's getting tired of people not knowing what to do in general chat. I'm probably going to upload like 10 more of these as I'm accumulating questions that need answers in my general chat throughout the days that I'm playing. So hopefully this helps, and if it doesn't, my bad for wasting your time. Love you, bye. Alright, just going to make a quick informational video here because people ask this stuff all the time. I'm just gonna rapid fire it. It's not gonna be in any particular order, just whatever comes to mind first. So first and foremost, if you want to link something in the chat, Control Alt left click, and you can link something in the chat. The main thing about this game is read, read, read. If you don't know what something is, you have a lot of information here at your disposal inside your passive tree. All you have to do is type something like ailments, and we got ailments here. What you can also do is hold Alt, click on it, on whatever is underlined, and then you can pull up a window of information and almost anything that you need to know about the game you can find an explanation on inside the game. And what is it called? Engraving? Enchant? You can put a passive skill onto your amulet if you have the appropriate distilled emotions. This is an endgame feature, and it helps if you need something over here, say like, I don't know, lasting trauma. You need this and you're all the way like spec'd how I am. It'll cost you about 10 skill points to get over here. See if I got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, shy 14 skill points to get over here. Or if you have the ability, or I guess the funds available, you can imprint it onto your amulet using suffering, distilled emotions, suffering, paranoia, and envy. Distilled emotions, if you have the delirium tab, if you purchased it. And I don't think there's a hotkey for this. Comment down below if you know what it is. If there is a hotkey for it, you just right click and then you put your emotions in and then you put an amulet in. Tainted oil I don't think is in the game yet, but it is future planned. So if you already have corrupted your amulet, you'll be able to, I guess, re-imprint onto it. And then one more thing that I forgot to put in, this is in post here that I'm adding this, is that if you're looking at a skill and you're wondering what it's going to do to your build, your theory crafting, you can hold shift on it and it'll tell you what it will do to a applicable skill that you have slotted. So if I were to go to, let's say, spaghettification here, and I wanted to know if it'd be worthwhile for my damage to spec into this or to imprint it onto my necklace, my amulet, then I would just hold shift over it and it would show me all of the benefits and all of the negatives to specking into it. If you pull up your character sheet here, you can see what the max resist is. This resistance right here is a soft cap on your resist. This is the hard cap. So you will be soft capped here at 75% until you get something to increase your max resistances, and then you are hard capped at 90. A big thing that you want to look for if you're just starting out, which will also help your survivability and make your quality of life much better, is prioritizing increased movement speed. You need increased movement speed to get around the map faster, to get through the campaign faster, and to not get hit by stuff. Oh shoot, I just remembered. You do not lose experience when you die, so there's really no penalty on the lower levels on dying unless you are a hardcore player. If you're a hardcore player, just don't die, forehead. Once you hit over level 70, you probably won't notice your experience loss until you hit around the 87 to 90-ish point. That's at least when I started noticing it. And then once you get to like 92 is when it's extremely punishing. People ask for price checks all the time. Get the PoE to overlay. I think Empyrean Gaming or whatever his channel is. I think it's Empyrean Gaming. The light skinned dude. He has a overlay that he uses for price checking. This is the one that I had just by coincidence because I used to play World of Warcraft, so I had Curse Forge and Overwolf installed. I think that's what it's plugged into here. Yeah, Overwolf and Curse Forge. I had those two already plugged in. So if I am going to identify this and I want to see what this is worth, I would hit my hotkey. It'll automatically look it up, and that way you don't have to be in the chat asking for somebody to give you a price check. And most people are going to give you like, oh, 1x vendor, when really they don't know what the hell they're talking about. RMT advert. What else? What else? Oh, when you're doing your ascensions, uh, the advice that I give most people that are just starting out and doing it is increase max honor and honor resistance. With these two, you should be able to do your trial of Sekimas pretty easy. Sekima. Um, Honor resistance is, well, it actually showed there. I didn't even know. Look at me not reading. It'll be capped at 75 unless you get something else to boost up that soft cap. 75% on your max on your honor cap is insane, or on your honor resist is insane. I generally never have to worry about my honor dropping to zero. I have to worry about my squishy character dying, um, and that's if I'm just playing stupid. You have spirit in this game, which is a resource that you use for skill gems that are spirit gems. So you have your normal skill gem right here. You have your support gems right here. You can see how they're different because they are different. Look at that. You can tell they're different because they're different. And you have a spirit gem. You can tell the difference between these two. This one has, I don't even know what that is. What is that? A feather? A crack? Is that supposed to be the world? I don't even know what that is. Clouds? Majesty? But you have three different skills. The normal skill gems are going to use mana or life as a resource, depending on your class, of course. Support gems are going to support any of the skills, whether it's a buff, or I guess, yeah, a buff spirit gem or not. And spirit gems are going to use a resource called spirit. Now, going through the campaign from Act 1 to Act 6, or Act 1 through 3 normal to Act 1 through 3 cruel, you're going to get a total of 100 spirit from the campaign. There are various ways to boost your spirit. You can get spirit from unique rings. You can get spirit from rolls on your amulet. You can get spirit from rolls on your chest. I believe you can get it on your helmet too. Don't quote me on that one. And you can get spirit from scepters. Scepters are things like this. They, as you can see up here, it gives a base of 100 spirit, and if you roll on it, then you can get a percentage increase to whatever is inherently on the scepter. It's not a percentage boost to your overall spirit, it's a percentage boost to the spirit that rolls on the weapon. The reason why you want spirit again is so that you can run these buffs. Some classes, like my class, or some builds, like my build, require you to run different uh, buff skills. Yeah, that's what they're called. It's just so weird to call them that. The different buff skills at the same time. Something else to keep in mind is I've noticed from some of my friends trying to follow builds, there's information missing out of those sometimes. Sometimes you don't even need to run whatever's in the build at the same time. Generally, from what I've seen, cast on shock or cast on freeze is going to be used for like bossing, and heralds are going to be used for crowd clear. So if you're not clearing crowd and you're in a boss encounter, you can generally, not always, because I don't know other people's builds and I don't know the full ins and outs of this game, but generally you can turn off the herald skills. One other thing that I'm gonna just put back in because I thought about this reviewing the footage is that if you're switching around your build, you're theory crafting a little bit, trying different skills, and you're noticing that you can't use a certain skill, like something, you'll get like a little red exclamation point up here, and then it'll be dark on the skill itself, where it's like where it would say right click to activate, or where you could highlight here, it'll just be a red exclamation point here. That means that you are not meeting the requirements to use that particular skill. Generally, that'll happen to people when they start redoing their passive tree, and when they start doing that, they're decreasing some of their attributes, they're changing their gear out, and then they lose what's required to use the skill. If you highlight on a skill, it'll show you the exact requirements that you need in order to do or to use the skill. And the support gems are going to add even more requirements. And on the spirit gems, there can even be uh, extra spirit requirements on them. So keep that in mind anytime you're interchanging any of your support gems. Try to plan for the future. Well, I guess on the topic of defenses, your global defenses are going to be your energy shield, your armor, and your evasion. Okay. Um. Oh, this guy with another question. Royal Cache is for jewels. Mysterious Cache can drop anything, I think, and has a good chance of dropping currency. I've seen people and myself, I've gotten divine orbs from mysterious caches in the Trial of Sekimas. I've gotten augmentation, like those little augmentation orbs, the little blue ones. Divine's the best thing that I've got from them, but it's only happened to me once over the probably 15 plus times that I've done the Sekimas. Um, let's see here. What else can I go over really quick? Oh, right. Looking at your skill sheet here. So your skills, any attack or whatever you're going to use in the game is going to be a skill, even if it's just your normal left click from when you start using a weapon. If you want more information on your skill and the damage that it does, what you're going to do is you're going to open up your skill sheet with G. You'll click on this arrow here. I don't know what it is for console players, but I'm generally going to be speaking to PC players until I actually pick up a controller myself. And you can get all of the information that you need on your particular skill through this skill sheet here. It'll tell you everything. If you want to know what your rarity is, your increased rarity is, then it'll show here. If you're running a duo or a trio or whatever, and you have one person that's stacking Magic Find, excuse me, increased rarity. I come from playing Diablo, so it's Magic Find to me. It will not show here. It'll just be if they have the Grave Palms, it'll just be whatever, however much they have. I don't know if it stacks. I don't know if I don't know who knows that, so I don't know who to direct you to. And anything you need to know about your particular attack, you can just click on these things here and you can read what you need to read. Read, 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 read. Pretty much everything in this game you can discover just by reading a little bit and being a little adventurous with or greedy with your information gathering. And I guess the last thing that I have, again, I didn't script any of this, obviously, I'm just talking off the top of my head, is in the Trial of Sekimas, if you're having a hard time on the Gauntlet or the Escape. I know this when I was newer and when my friends were newer, they were having trouble with I should say, were having trouble with the Escape and the Gauntlet trials because of the traps. You can dodge under the fire towards the fire, and you can avoid a lot of honor damage and just normal character damage. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I can make a quick follow-up video. And yeah, if you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, please dislike it. And I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.